Hi to anyone watching. I'm live. If you're watching this on playback, well, I'm not live for you. I'm live now, but I'm talking to no one because there's no one on. Just thought I'd jump on, do a sort of impromptu live because I've got an hour to kill. And there we go. So I have been filming. I'm editing a video for tonight, which is my tonight. It's a sort of look forward to what's out in February. Those items that I would like to pick up, some that I might not pick up, that sort of a thing there. And I've just edited a post-opening video as well. I had a bit of post today. Sorry about that. Bit of post, Blu-ray. I won't spoil it. I'll probably put that up tomorrow. I'll make that live tomorrow, or edit it and put it up for tomorrow sometime. I was quite excited to get it. It's nothing special to me, shall we say. It's lenticular. It is a lenticular. It's not a steelbook, it's a Blu-ray lenticular slip, but it's one for the collection that I'm very happy to have in the collection. So I won't spoil the surprise of what that is. That'll come about tomorrow. So Matthew Nichols, hey Matthew, how are you doing? Hope you're well, mate. Michael is here. I hope you're all right, Mike. I haven't watched your latest one, your Doctor Who one that came up a little while ago. I will catch that. And I am halfway through your you've done the 40-minute pickup video. Oh, sorry. You've done the 40-minute pickup video. Did I leave a comment? I might have left a comment on a bit of that, but I'm about halfway through that one. It's 40 minutes. It's long. And with work and that, my time is like, at the moment, I'm very sort of focusing a lot on work. I'm very sort of work driven at the minute. Yeah, so we'll see how that goes. I'm ain't going to become an obsession. Luke, hi Luke, how you doing? Hi AJ, how are you today? You're looking forward to the Flash season 9, the final run? Yes, the final season of the Flash is coming. Yeah, I'm intrigued by it. But I wouldn't say I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it has sort of overstayed its welcome somewhat. But yeah, I mean, I like the Flash. I like the DC Universe TV stuff, so I will be watching it. And hopefully they give it a nice round up. So Michael's somewhat annoyed. You did leave a comment. So are you annoyed that I left a comment? Or are you annoyed separately by something else? That's right. Yes, I left a comment on it was your Futurama. The box was a bit, you tried to open it wrong, didn't you? I have got that Futurama box set. Yeah, and all these films that came between and that. Yeah, that was, yeah. But it happens, doesn't it? But you've got them, you can watch them. Okay, annoyed at something else. You're not annoyed at me. That's good at least. But is it something you need to be annoyed about? Can't you just sort of mellow and chill out a bit? Yeah, I don't know. So I'm not at work today. Andrew Berry says, why are you annoyed? It was hardly anything major. About things been left to the last minute. Welcome to my world of work, mate. That's what it's like at work all the time. I don't know. I ain't got no context on that, obviously, mate. Because I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs. There's a set picture of Kid Flash and Green Arrow are coming back in the final season. There's a new Lady Speedster, Red Death, is in. Oh, okay, nice, cool. Yeah, I don't really watch the trailers, Luke. I don't. I just take them as they come when they come out now. But they are. It's the last of the DC shows, isn't it? In that sense, on the CW. Doom Patrol, and I know they're not on the CW, but Doom Patrol and what's the one? Titans have both been given the axe, and all that's remaining is Superman and Lois, and it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. It will be a shame to lose Superman and Lois. I think I did like that. It's unfortunate. It will be unfortunate if he only gets 3 seasons. It really will. Because I quite like that. I like the Superman being set further down his timeline, you know, because we haven't seen him in that part of his life before where he's got children and that sort of thing. You know, long story short, my nan's 70th is this weekend. I've done up a video for it, only told today now it's been shown, and that I might need a micro HDMI to HDMI. Okay. You don't have a video. A video for where? Where was the video? I don't know about the HDMI side of it, what you're doing. I don't know what you use. And I don't know. But all right, so it's out in the videos where online somewhere, and it's been seen by people, but it was meant to be coming out on her birthday. If you had to pick either live in very hot weather or very cold weather for the rest of your life, what would you pick? It's a very good question. Very good question. Now, if you ask, okay, I don't like heat. When it's very hot, I don't like it. I can't function. I find it very, so a little while ago, I'd have said cold, because I can put stuff on and keep warm and regulate temperature that way. But I will say that as I'm getting older, I feel the cold more. So I don't really know. Depends on the heat, what sort of temperature we're talking, but probably cold, to be honest. CW are thinking of making 4 or 5. Well, I hope so. I hope it gets to 5 seasons. The 5 seasons is a nice length for a run for a show. Have you seen the Bogeyman trailer? I've not, Andrew. No. Is it something I should watch? Horror film, obviously, but no, I haven't. I haven't seen the trailer. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. It's on my laptop and need the micro HDMI for my laptop to show it at her party. Okay. So, how are you going to show it? Are you going to are you trying to show it, attach it to a TV and show it, or what? Or have everyone gather around the computer? Well, no, you wouldn't need a HDMI then, would you? Okay, so you want to put it onto something else and screen it, like TV. That's what I'm getting. Can you not put it onto a? Does she have a? It is an idea for you. Does she have a player of some sort? I know she's your gran, but you're with her. You might sort her out with like a Blu-ray player to keep her with films and whatever. I don't know, or does the TV take a HDMI, a dongle? What do you call it? Memory stick. That's what word I'm looking for. Can't you like put it onto a memory stick and then maybe put it into, or take your player, set it up to the TV, stick the memory stick in it? I know you're doing. You play for a games console, don't you? I think. I don't know. They're just options, mate. Oh, wait a minute. I don't know if I don't want to lose comments. It's on my laptop. Found a series 1 to 4 box set of Doctor Who in a charity shop for £34. What a rip-off. It wasn't the Heart Foundation by any chance, was it? Oh, okay. Stargirl was in. See, have they announced? Is Stargirl finishing? Have they announced that? I think they probably have, haven't they? I don't know. I don't really keep up to date with stuff now. I know that obviously with James Gunn in charge, everything at DC is now on the chopping block. I'll have to buy it to attach. Okay, a projector. All right. Yeah, no, everywhere. There ain't nowhere to rent in the UK now. I don't know of anywhere. No, that's dead. Dead. How did they start? Yeah, we had Blockbuster over here, and we had like no, they went years ago. Anthony's Horror and More. Hi Anthony, how are you keeping? Hope you're well. Your room tours were amazing and so well thought through. If you're renting, what would happen if the landlord sells up? It would ruin that beautiful work. That's not an issue. That won't be a concern. Yeah, the room. I'm happy with how it came out. Okay, my painting could have done with a bit of thingy. There's bits where I cut in. I caught the ceiling, and because I just slap it on. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to get some white over some of that where the grey's gone onto the ceiling. That will come, I suppose. I'm all out of room for collectibles anyway. But yeah, no, it turned out quite well. I had a sort of vision in my head of how I wanted it, and it kind of turned out that way, which is great. You got to remember that has come about. I mean, I've been collecting stuff since I was, Christ. I mean, I started work about the age of 11. In that I had a sort of part-time job after school, every day after school, in a pet shop, and at weekends in the pet shop, and I earned a little bit of money from that, and a comic shop opened around the corner from there. I used to go up to London, Forbidden Planet then, so I started collecting very young, and I've been collecting, well, you know what I mean, I'm like 47 now, 46, not 47 quite yet. And I've sort of been collecting all that time. Obviously, over time, stuff has gone and new stuff's come in. But it ain't like I've done that and just built it up overnight. It's taken a long, long time to amass sort of collection of stuff that I have. But yeah, it's just a shame that, you know, once I went into that room, got everything in there, it's like all of a sudden I come to the realisation that you got no more room. You're out of room. I will do an addendum to them tours because I've got other stuff elsewhere. I've got, I mean, the stairway going upstairs. It's 2 flights of stairs, and either side I've got canvases of Star Wars films going up the stairs on both sides. And in the front room, I have got 2 cabinets that have got statues in and things like that. So I'll do a short addendum to it, which is not a room tour, but a tour of the other bits that I've got around the place. I might do that I'll do it for, it won't be this weekend coming, I'll do it for the weekend after. It'll be another good Saturday morning one. So I can't see the first part of that, what that says. Eyes purple, crying. I don't, sorry. Are you looking forward to Scream 6 in March? As much as I looked forward to Scream 5 when that came out, which was not at all. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Scream franchise. I remember when it first came out. I remember seeing the first Scream film. It was good back then, but then the franchise went on, and it's been revived recently. And seriously, Scream 5 was one that I was that close to switching off. Scream 6, no interest, I'm afraid. Yeah, Vincent de Paul, St. Vincent de Paul charity shop. Yeah, they look at, how much is it online then? Because you'll find that a lot of charity shops now use good old eBay to price up their items. Good afternoon, AJ, mate. Happy Tuesday. Hi, Adrian. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for popping in. Stargirl season 3 was the last season, but she might be coming back in The Flash season 9. That would be nice to see some of these characters appear again, you know, as a sort of farewell to them. Stargirl wasn't too bad. Oh my God! Look at this fella here. Is he? You talking about me, Gareth? He's talking about me. Get my head in this guy. Hope you're well, Gareth. Hi, Gareth. Hi, Luke. Are you going to watch Knock at the Cabin? Says Andrew. I'll be honest, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what it is. So you'd think that I don't know. I'm very sort of ignorant to what's coming out. I'll be honest with you. I don't really follow news. I don't watch many trailers or this sort of a thing. When I was younger, I did. Knock at the cabin. The cabin. Have a look what this one is. Knock at the cabin film. HD trailer. Four armed strangers force a family to make an unthinkable choice to avert. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Okay. Apocalyptic cyclone. Is not having an apocalyptic cyclone. Okay. Yeah. No. That. Okay. Yeah. No. Reading that. Yes. Yeah. No. I ain't seen the trailer, but it's caught my attention. Now you said that. M. Night Shyamalan, he's one of them directors that isn't particularly good anymore, but you still want to see his stuff in case he manages to give you a new Sixth Sense, Unbreakable Science, don't you? Hi AJ, is there any chance of that video about the recent Marvel shows? Yes, I'll get to that one, Matthew. I'll get to that this week, mate. Sorry, I was just reading Gareth. The M Night twist is the film might be good. Yeah. Yeah, no, I would do that. I'm actually doing a new Punisher review before I do that of Dirty Laundry. I've been asked to give my thoughts on that. In CEX Island, it's £28. Not sure about eBay. It had the original price sticker on it for €100. Okay, right. Yeah. What's more likely to be real, Marvel or DC? In other words, which is more not likely to be real? Neither. Okay. I don't know, really. I don't know. That's okay. I'll go with Marvel. Marvel to be more real, and the reason I say that is because all of their characters are flawed in some way, or represent something that we can latch onto as normal people. Hulk, anger issues. Spider-Man, or Peter Parker, the struggles that he has as a child or a young person trying to get work and all this sort of thing. The films go into that. We can buy into that. Daredevil is, disability, blindness for him. X-Men's all about, being persecuted for being different. So you can see that in society. Do you know what I mean? So a lot of Iron Man, he had dependency, alcohol dependency. He was alcoholic. So you can sort of buy into that with people who have drug dependency issues and alcoholic. Do you know what I mean? So there's this stuff that the Marvel characters have that are sort of more based in reality, and you can connect with them easier than the DC characters. Because let's take a look at DC characters. You've got Clark Kent, or Kal-El, who's a surviving member of an alien race, alien planet. You've got Wonder Woman, who's an Amazonian princess. You've got Batman, who's he's a billionaire. I can't buy into that. Okay, Tony Stark's a billionaire, I know, but on the other side of Tony Stark, like I said, you've got the you can buy into the sort of dependency, the alcoholic, all that sort of thing. So there's a certain reality, and that's what Marvel does different to DC, in that the Marvel characters, there's certain interest to them out of costume. There's stuff that can be done with them out of costume, but DC isn't so strong with that. It's all about them in costume doing what they do, fighting the fight. So I'd say Marvel in that sense, but talking duck. There you go. The only Marvel products I have enjoyed in the last 10 years was the Winter Soldier and the Punisher series. Everything else they do is childish trash. I enjoy Marvel. I do like the Marvel stuff, but that comes from the comic collector inside me. And like I said, I've collected comics since about the age of 11, 12. And used to visit. I don't think a week's gone by where I haven't been, definitely a month hasn't gone by where I ain't been visited a comic shop since that age. Winter Soldier is my favourite of the MCU films. The thing about that is it had a strong. It took its story from a very, very strong component story within Captain America, written by a fellow called Ed Brubaker at the time. And I was reading. I went on to Captain America at this point, and it was a point where Captain America was very realistic in tone in what it does in the comic book. It kind of ejected the comic side of it, and he introduced the Winter Soldier to us. Okay, Winter Soldier is a character that was conceived way back when Captain America, but not Winter Soldier, but Bucky Barnes was a character that was created way back when Captain America first came about and was killed off. And he was one of the characters that, much like Uncle Ben, would be impossible to bring back into the fray. But Ed Brubaker done it by creating the Winter Soldier and the Winter Soldier storyline. And that was good. As for the Punisher TV series, big Punisher fan here, obviously. I think it's overrated. I think that it's not the best iteration of Frank Castle I've ever seen on the screen. They dropped the ball with the origin story, changing the origin story. Just it doesn't suit. I think that how he was portrayed in Daredevil season 2 was far better than he was in his own series. And the series never really progressed beyond giving you an origin. It's like he never became the Punisher. And again, with series 2, it's like not until the end he really became the Punisher. It's like they just didn't want to give you. Be interesting to see what they do with the Punisher now, because in the comics they've screwed him right up because they don't want him having a gun in his hand. DC characters are more brooding and trouble characters, which leads them more towards realism. Marvel are much more fantastical. I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree. There's depends on where you're coming at with it. Do you know what I mean? What angle you want to come at, I suppose. But I think Marvel are more. You can connect with them easier than DC characters. All right, James, how are you doing? Hi, guys. Hey there, Jim Jam. I prefer Captain USA. Dun, dun, dun. Esmaniac in the house. Moon Knight is by far the best comic book character, in my opinion. Fantastical, but has such hidden depths. Well, Moon Knight's done in, with his split personality trait and all that. Yeah, I've actually got. I need to put these away. These are still sat here and I ain't done nothing with them. Where are they? Come on. They're there somewhere. Or at least I thought they were. They might not be. Okay, they're not. They're with my last pile. I had a pile of comics here, and I thought Moon Knights were in there. But they're not, unfortunately. I'll show you what I mean about the Punisher. This is... I don't know how anyone can buy into this and say, actually, this is a good Punisher story. I'll show you what I mean. Please. That there. That is not the Punisher. I don't care what anyone argues. Ruin the character. Because I don't want to have guns. But Moon Knight's a decent character, yeah, for sure. AJ, Govan is going on for a YouTuber called Crocodile Papa. AJ. Sorry, Matthew, say that. I don't understand what you mean there. Sorry. Govan is going on for a YouTuber called Crocodile No Papa. Can you sort of give me a bit more about that? So Matthew wants my... Yes. So I will get that thingy done, Matt. And I was just showing the Punisher. Yes. I'm not up to date with this, Matt. I'm still a few issues behind because I'm sort of struggling with it. I'll show you what I have got beside me, though, because I am on this... I'm trying to get all of the 90s stuff. The 90s Marvel cartoons. I've got Spider-Man en route. Spider-Man, the 1990s animated cartoon series. But what we got there? We got Hulk, all first 2 seasons of Hulk. It went on then to become Hulk and Agents of Smash. I remember watching this at the time and enjoying it. And then I've got complete series 1 of Fantastic Four from that era. And complete series 2. Then I have Earth's Mightiest Heroes there, sealed. These were good. I remember these. I remember really enjoying these at the time. And then that went on to become Avengers Assemble, I believe. I did pick up the Iron Man cartoon series. It only lasted 1 series. I don't know how many episodes. 3 discs in there. I have got Silver Surfer. That's very rare. That's out of print. That's very hard to get a hold of. That one. I've got the X-Men series. And Spider-Man is sort of en route, shall we say. He might arrive tomorrow. I want to revisit that year of Marvel TV. I was watching Black Panther last night. I started Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Got about halfway through. 2 hours and 40 minutes. Got halfway through, or just over halfway, and I went to bed. It was getting late. What am I doing? I'm trying to use my... sorry, I'm playing the computer trying to get his message in. AJ, my beautiful friend, can you give a shout out to my little boy? He is 6 and I've just finished his fan-made Jurassic Park fan film for him. Yes, well, there you go. There's Maniac's got a little boy. His child is 6. And there we go. And he's done a fan-made Jurassic Park fan film for him. And, that might be worth seeing. Yeah. Keep that. Keep it, you know what I mean? Keep that little fan film. That's great. 6. I remember when my kids were 6. Some time ago now. 11 years for my daughter. She's 17. Great times when children are that age, they're like little sponges. But also what's great about having kids around that sort of age is when they experience something for the first time as a father or as a parent. It's almost like you're experiencing it for the first time again through their eyes, and it's really magical. So I hope he likes it. I really do. I have the Avengers cartoon series on DVD. They are good. They're good. Because they're just not single episodes, are they? They're sort of like volumes of bulk. So I remember Heroes Assemble, the first lot. I remember Captain America came into it a little bit later when they found him and all that. What we got? Iron Man Unleashed, Thor's Last Stand, Volume 5, Holding Back the Storm, Volume 6, Secret Invasion. Volume 7, Battle for the Universe. Volume 8, The End of the Cosmos. They're like, Volume 1 in itself is 155 minutes. Volume 2, 132. Volume 3, 130. 151, Volume 4. 157, Volume 5. Volume 6 is 156, I believe. Volume 7, 135, and 135 for Volume 8. So, let me open them up. Oh, these are sealed. Let me open it up and have a look what they look like on the actual, the 4 discs inside. Because I haven't opened them, obviously. Get that to one side. So let's have a look. So a nice slip cover there. And there we go, look. Wow, that's the first one. Like that. Like no artwork, just grey discs. Second one there. I'm not beyond animation. 5 and 6. 7 and 8. They're like feature films, essentially. I got 8 feature films worth on there. Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, you know, let's have a look. Volume 1 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 episodes. Yeah, 7 episodes. So you got Iron Man is Born, episode 1. 2 is Thor the Mighty. 3, Hulk versus the World. 4, Meet Captain America. So Captain America comes in episode 4. 5, The Man in the Anthill. 6, Breakout Part 1. 7, Breakout Part 2. And they got that sort of continuity between them because they form little, you know, volumes. And yeah, it's nice. Hello, Luke, says Matthew. What time period did you like more, the 90s or the modern time right now? Mine is the 90s, but at the same time, the modern time is much easier for us because we have GPS and internet, not like then. The 90s, most definitely. I think that, you know, but the problem is you're thinking in the 90s, you wouldn't have even thought of or dreamed of GPS, would you? You wouldn't have known no better. And the internet, no, the 90s definitely is something to be said. The internet's got a lot of use, yes, but there's something to be said about living your life inside a phone like that all the time. It's horrible. It's horrible. The Queen said it, didn't she? She said that, you know, she could see the change of times because there used to be a time when she would come out like on the balcony and see a swarm of faces looking up to her, and then as time passed, she would step out onto that balcony, and all you'd see is phones pointing up. Yeah, technology's got it's destroyed. It's destroyed creativity in children, most definitely. Imagination's dead in children. Not even so children, even teens and that. And this goes on, this, you know, think of the film industry. Film industry is not great now. Storytelling's crap. They have to you know, appease people with attention deficit disorder, essentially. Hence why you like an action film, you have to go straight in at the minute. The minute you get into it, it's got to be action, set piece. No build up, no character. That's all thrown out the window for the sake of action because they don't want people getting bored. My personal favourite character from all franchises is Judge Dredd. I first started reading 2008 about 30 years ago and hope the franchise will get another screen outing. Yes, I like Judge Dredd. Yeah, he's good. I think I don't mind the Sylvester Stallone film. It's not Judge Dredd. I mean, I think it got a lot right, apart from the character of Judge Dredd. And the Carl Urban one was fantastic. And no one wanted to see it. And that was such a shame. Everyone was crying out for R-rated at that point in time, was crying out for R-rated superhero films and that, comic book films, and then we get given one, and no one goes and sees it. It didn't help with the 3D. That was a mistake they made with it. But there we go. But Dredd's good. It'd be nice to see Carl Urban step back into the role. I'm sure you'd do it. Norrin Rad. Ironically, as I was just showing you, Norrin there from the States, Norrin Rad is actually the character's name of the Silver Surfer. Yeah, that's where he got the name from. Hope you're well, Norrin. Yeah, because obviously it's dropping the kids to school. It's America's about 8 hours behind us, aren't they? In whatever time zone part they're in. But yeah, that makes about sense. That makes sense. Are you into comic books or not? Or not really a thing? And do you collect them? Have you not seen mine? Yeah, I'll show you. Okay, so in my hand, here's my latest lot from when I went down the comic shop. That's about a month's worth there. It's not all 1 week. But yes, I've read and collect comics since I was young. And I've probably got more comics upstairs than a comic shop that you'd go into. I'm talking, and I'm not talking long boxes, comic box, if you know what comic boxes look like. I'm not talking, I've got some of them, but I've got boxes, you know, yay big, heavy, just filled with comic books. I've got a cupboard, big cupboard where they're all stashed. There's probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 20, 25 boxes worth in there. That's not including the long boxes I've got somewhere. So I've got comics spanning back to that, you know, going back to the late 80s, hundreds and hundreds, I've got thousands and thousands actually. I'd probably buy a house with them if I hadn't bought them. Now they're probably in bargain bins, empty bargain bins. But there we go. A friend of mine bought me the second Peter Cushing Doctor Who movie on Blu-ray for £1. That's great, fantastic. That's my favourite of the two. That's Dalek Invasion Earth, the second one. Yeah, I remember watching that as a kid and still have visuals in my head of it. Good. I hear they're trying to get a sequel off the ground to the Carl Urban film. I did hear that rumour. I did hear rumblings about it. I mean, a lot of rumours I do take with a pinch of salt. So I don't generally, I'm not one to rumour gossip or anything like that. In life, at work, and even with stuff on the internet, I very much look at it and go, okay, well, we'll see if that comes to fruition. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, but I have seen murmurings a few weeks ago. I'd like it to be true. I would. Matthew Nichols, AJ, I've got a loony boy at school called Govan. He throws chairs and he is chasing Dr. Emma Grindley reading a report on his side. Okay. Off topic, have you ever been pulled over by the police for speeding? No, I haven't. I've been pulled over when I was riding on a provisional license on a motorbike and not having an L plate, not on a motorbike, years and years ago. And then they made me go and walk off to the closest petrol station and buy an L plate to then attach to the bike before I continued on my way. No, actually, tell a lie. I was in Wimbledon one Sunday morning. I was going to work, and I was going down this road, and the road's full of snakes, like really quickly. Residential street, and there's speed bumps there. So on a motorbike, you're sort of pushed between the speed bumps, and I went round really fast, and it took me onto the other side of the road. And as I veered round the blind bend, there's a police car coming straight towards me, who had to slam on his brakes, and I sort of swerve out of the way. I carried on up the road, and they were out of sight because it was like a curve, a bend. But I sort of pulled over and got off the bike because I knew that they were going to be turning around and coming back. They were fine. They just told me to be careful. after questioning me about the speed limit on that road. I think it was Sunday morning. It was early Sunday morning. I was going into work, and I think that they were on the end of their shift, so they didn't want to worry about the paperwork side of crap. Movie Man, how you keeping, mate? That is a nice TV, I will say. Yeah, my pickup video. Yes. Yeah, I've never seen Wall Street. I've never watched it, and I thought for £3.50, I'll give it a go. I did buy my missus a large Costa coffee after that, which cost £3.80. And I said to her, that kind of puts things in perspective. £3.80 for a large Costa, that's mental. There we go. Hold on 1 minute. Oh, yes. Matt's messaging. Matt's just sent me some messages. Yeah. Yes. That's to Matt. I know. I'll count them later. That's a work email. And my daughter's got driving lesson later. So, yeah. So, I don't know what else to talk about. Anyone got any questions? Let's talk about, so let me pick up something in front of me and talk about it. There we go. I've got a new Punisher for like £1.50. Just to go to Punisher collection of DVDs I'm getting at the moment. I prefer this cover to the UK artwork. Well, I don't know. I honestly don't know where this one came from. What region? It's got no age rating on it. Where's that from? I don't know. 254 region. Not my favourite iteration of the Punisher. But it does some stuff right. I thought Ray Stevenson really did look the role. He looked the part, more so than anyone else. Although I do prefer Thomas Jane. But I think Ray Stevenson does look very much like the first, the early drawings of the Punisher, more sort of, is it John Romita Sr. was an artist early on the Punisher. I think it looks very much like him, like his drawings. What kind of music do you like? Do you like country music like George Strait? No, well, I can't say no because I don't know who George Strait is. I'm not a fan of country music. I don't think my musical tastes really stepped beyond the 1980s. I'll be honest. Yeah, music of today, I don't particularly like. Well, maybe the odd song comes out that I like, but for the most part, it's just noise. Yeah, I'm not a great music. I mean, I listen to music, but I'm not a fan in that sense. I've never, ever in my life been to see anyone play live. No interest in that. I'll just listen to it on CD or whatever on Alexa, or just as good, and I don't get the crowds. Adrian bought the first season of the A-Team on DVD from CX last week for £3. That's a good price. Good old 80s. I was thinking about it the other day, about the 1980s, and I think that's just one of the strongest eras for film. I know 18's TV, but I just think the 80s is where everything kind of came together. Everything, you stepped into an era where special effects had sort of come into their own. Do you know what I mean? Music in films, you always had good music, but with John Williams and what he was producing and all this sort of a thing, you had the music, you had the special effects, you had some fantastic stars of that era. It's just like that era is where everything just sort of melded together, and we got some fantastic films that hold up today, and people keep going back to. And there we go. Have you seen any Latin American movies like La Bamba or Selena? If so, what did you think about them? Afraid not, no. I don't think I've seen any Latin American movies, to be honest. I'm quite ignorant to them. La Bamba, obviously the name rings a bell. Obviously it would. But I don't think I've seen it. Or Selena. Let me have a look. Just having a look. See what sort of, see if there's any other titles that might come out at me without me having been aware really that I've watched them. Okay, yeah, I know La Bamba, but no, I've never seen it. What was Selena? I'll probably bring up, let's have a look. Selena, can't say I've seen that either. I'm looking at the Jennifer Lopez, Edward James Olmos. No, I haven't seen that. Young Jennifer Lopez. Edward James Olmos. He was Eddie. Well, you know him from Blade Runner. It's too bad you won't live. But then again, who does? He was in Battlestar Galactica, wasn't he? Edward James Olmos, the remake, and he was in The Predator, but unfortunately, his stuff was all deleted from it when they changed the ending. Yeah. So, anyone got any more questions? Because, throw them at me. Otherwise, I'm going to be just talking nonsense. I will be chatting crap, put people off. Because I just came on randomly because my missus was upstairs doing her nails. Anyway, so I picked this up. The Last Ronin, The Lost Years. So a year ago, maybe over a year ago, Image Comics, IDW Comics, sorry, they've got the rights to published a comic book called The Last Ronin, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comic book. And it's the last surviving turtle. All of them have been killed, and it's this sort of futuristic wasteland. Now they've done a sort of follow-up which tells you sort of before, during and after stories, I guess. It's a prequel, sequel, sidequel thing. But the Last Ronin was really good. That'd be really good if they animated that. If they had an animated film of Last Ronin, that'd be fantastic. I think the phone just lit up. Yeah. Breaking, Dave Bautista confirms James Gunn will not cast him as Bane. Who cares? Would you ever take steroids to have Arnold Schwarzenegger's beautiful, sexy body? No, I wouldn't. No. It takes a lot of work, doesn't it, to have that? Do you know what I mean? And I'm lazy. Plus, like I said, I'm 47 this year. I've got the fantastic physique that I've got. Underneath this flabby belly is, I've got a six-pack under there. Hidden under the belly. But there we go. No, I wouldn't take steroids. I don't take drugs. I've never taken drugs in my life. Never. It's never appealed. I've not smoked. Never smoked. I haven't drunk in, Christ, 25, 26 years now. I'm like, yeah. My body is a temple, with the exception of the sweets and the other stuff that I eat as well. But no, I wouldn't be interested. There we go. See what else is happening in the comic book world, shall we? See if we can find a good film related one and have a look, see what's happening in it. Here we go. Who's a fan of Alien? So we've got Aliens comic book here. What's that staple come out? I don't know. Steaks Exotics. Are you done? You finished? What? What are we saying? Some people become donors when they die. One person got a dead body's face. To me, that's very disrespectful. Donating a lung or heart is different than the person's face. Yeah, there's a sort of freakiness to it, I suppose. If you're a family member, you see your loved one's face on someone else's. But then if someone's got, a scarred up face and someone's willing to give them theirs, why not? Run with it. Do you know what I mean? AJ, what is your opinion on Sister Pauline? So this is Big Paulie's alter ego character. I haven't really got an opinion on it. If Paulie does what Big Paulie does, what he does. What works for him, what works for his channel. So keep with it. I know that he had negative comments, and I think that inevitably that's going to happen when you do something like that. Of course it is. Some people will like it, some people won't. Me, I'm like, it doesn't offend me or upset me or anything like that. It's up to him. Do you live next to Narnia? Because I think Narnia is in England. No, I don't live next to Narnia. I don't. But I've got a shortcut through my wardrobe that gets me there. We're getting back, Mr. Payne, for a tree in it. It wasn't the young ones. So yeah, I was saying, so we have a Aliens comic here. Marvel doing Aliens, which I do read. Dark Horse used to do the Alien comics until obviously Marvel acquired 20th Century Fox, or Disney, sorry. They acquired Marvel, then they acquired 20th Century Fox. So inevitably, these properties would go over to Marvel to produce. Yeah. Interestingly, I thought it was quite an interesting cover, but the next issue is that. That reminded me more of Species, Natasha Henstridge film. I'm intrigued to see what this is in the context of the narrative story of the comic. But I do have here as well Predator. That's a nice cover. I like that cover. That's pretty good. This is like the final issue of this particular story. And next issue, on a planet far from Earth, 8 strangers find themselves in a deadly game, but this time the predators aren't the only ones on the hunt. Someone has the Yautja in their sights, and they've been searching for this game preserved for a long time. Ed Bryson and Nifo Diaz kick off an explosive new series that will turn everything you thought you knew about predators on its head. We'll see. That sounds, well, it always intrigues me, but does it turn out to be rubbish? I have an idea for an AJ Chats where you talk about if you enjoy your collection or not, and why you do and why you don't. That's good. That's all right. I've got house insurance. There's a certain a few years ago I was thinking about this very thing, about what if I lost everything, like in a house fire. And I don't know if I would feel. I certainly wouldn't start again. I wouldn't start again. That'd be it done. I'd never get everything back, especially comic-wise. I'd never get. Although I don't need everything, but there are certain key things there that would be very difficult to get back. But there must be sort of, would it be like cleansing? Would I see it as a cleansing, and then just a fresh start on everything? An interesting concept, but no, that's an interesting one, Michael. I'll do that. Do you have any complaints for the first Anaconda movie? Yes, I do. The snake itself. I like monster movies or creature features, animals run amok kind of films. I mean, they intrigue me. I like nature. I like the dangers of nature and all things like that. I like, I'm intrigued by them sort of animals. So whenever a film comes along that is about an animal gone awry, so to speak, a killer animal, my complaints for Anaconda revolve solely around the snake itself. The fact that I have never seen a snake, a CGI rendered snake that I believe to be realistic and move realistic. That's where and that goes for any. I mean, I'm thinking of a film recently that's had CGI snakes in, Jungle Cruise with Dwayne Johnson. That had a few bits with snakes, and they just don't. They've never come across as real. Never really difficult to render properly. Sorry, primarily down to the movements. I have kept snakes before when I was younger. No, I've kept everything when I was young, but snakes, I've had a few over the years, and just that's it. That's the only complaint I've got, really. I've got them all on Blu-ray. I've got the box set of the Anaconda films. Does that go into your sort of Latin America? Is that what would you class that? Is that what you mean by that sort of a film? I don't know. I'm only asking because of the Jennifer Lopez connection between that and that other film you mentioned. Selena, was it? Yeah. But yeah, keep coming. Throw these comments at me. So anyway, this will carry on. So Punisher's in this latest new issue of Daredevil, as you can see. Good old Frank Castle with his, with his swords there. Old Frank. Where is it? There. Where am I? Old Frank? New Frank. Please. Just, it annoys me. Marvel annoy me with a Punisher. They really are. Spider-Gwen's getting a new series. Shadow Clones. Is that Elektra? She's got a huge head of hair. Look at that head of hair there. OTT. Of course, Lord Punisher. Jesus Christ. Jesus. That's the Punisher. That's what the Punisher's come to. Damn, it upsets me to see such a good character dwindled down to nothing. Do you like to see movie locations from YouTubers. One YouTuber posted all movie locations for Terminator 2. How it looked then and how it looks now. That's a tough one. I want to go with no. No. I mean, you know, if I'm in a particular place where, you know, a film has been filmed, or next I might go and have a look, something like that, and say, oh, look, it's where they filmed Thingy. You know, on my way to work every day, I go through. If I'm not driving, I go through Canary Wharf, London Underground station, and that was a filming location for Star Wars Rogue One, and I have pointed it out in a video on my travels through. And I've been to a few locations up in London where they filmed that Christmas film with what's her face from Game of Thrones, the young girl, Daenerys Stormborn, last Christmas. Because my daughter liked that film, and I took her to like the alleyway, the really thin alleyway, and the little park that they go to in it, and all this sort of thing where the bench is. And only because they're right next to literally where I go when I go up London. You go past them, don't, you know, it ain't out of the way. But no, not really. I'm not really into that sort of thing. I mean, I couldn't care less where something's been filmed and seeing where it's been filmed, to be honest. Do you like reading, or would you rather see the movie? For example, the Harry Potter series, it has movies and books. What would you rather do? See the movies or read the books? Books are generally better. I'm thinking of the Meg, and you know, the Meg books that I've read, and I've never read the Harry Potters, and I've not seen beyond the first film, so I can't say. But there's something to be said for reading. It certainly increases your vocabulary, more so than what watching a film does. There's that aspect to it. The film's always less. You always get less out of a film than a book, because of time. You know what I mean? You can't have everything in it. But yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? But yeah, no. So it depends on the mood, really. Obviously, I watch far more films than what I do read books. But for argument's sake, I think the Meg books were the last ones I read that were you know, turned into films, and the second Meg film's coming. And the book's far better. But yeah, so I don't know. Just checked. Don't need to buy a micro HDMI. HDMI 1 works. Oh, well, there you go then. All that fretting over nothing, Michael. Hey Jay, have you seen Kids Play Pizza yet? I don't even know what that is. What is Kids Play Pizza? I'm gonna have a look. Play Tendo Pete. Hey Pete, hope you're keeping well, mate. What are your thoughts on that last episode of The Last of Us? The one was it last night, Ed? I did do a review of it. Yeah, I did do a sort of I did do a review because I was split down the middle on it. I don't know what you mean. This guy, AJ, have you seen Lyle Lyle? No, I haven't seen Lyle Lyle Crocodile. I don't know what Kids Play Pizza is, and I haven't seen Lyle Lyle Crocodile, I'm afraid. Doesn't really interest me. Yeah, Last of Us, last episode. Obviously, like I said, I can't comment on the game. I had to be very careful what I said in that review. I had to be very careful because I don't really. I've got no issue with what people do in their lives and you know, relationship wise and all that sort of a thing. But I don't want to have it shoved down my throat in a TV show where I think the story could be told without it. I think that for me, I said this in the review, objectively speaking, it's the strongest episode because it's character driven and story driven, and the story of the love of these two characters. You know, it's great. It was great. I like that. And thematically what it touched upon with euthanasia and things like that, I thought, you know, very strong. And I got more out of it story-wise than what I did the previous two episodes because, you know, like I said before, it's very much like watching The Walking Dead. But, you know, it's just like I feel a sense of a forced agenda. I could have had that without seeing stuff that might make some people feel uncomfortable watching. There we go. AJ, have you? No, I covered that. I haven't seen Love Like Crocodile. That's my autism fear. Just the smallest thing can put me in a tizzy. Yeah, it's a shame. Great review for The Last of Us, episode 3. I was a bit mixed on the episode as it deviated a lot from the games and you don't actually experience one of the best moments of the game. Still a very sad episode. It was like I said, objectively looking at that one single episode, it was very well written and an emotionally strong story. However, with a bigger narrative, it you know, what was it, hour and 15 minutes? It didn't progress for me the show forward anyway, other than a sort of supply run episode. Here we are, and now we've got some supplies. That's the biggest issue. So I've had to look at it like that, and then I've had to look at it like that. So like that, it was great, but like that, it wasn't for the bigger picture. Odd one. But I will be back next week. Of course I will. See the next one, because I think it's much like this episode of the Orville that they've done that touched upon stuff. Although the Orville was better, I think, with it. Touched upon certain taboo subjects. And it was really some fantastic piece of TV writing. There we go. Are you into myths and legends like Bigfoot and Loch Ness? I like to see documentaries on them. Yeah, I'd say yes. I mean, it's intriguing, all that sort of stuff. There's a certain intrigue because of the unknown and the mystery side of it, so it gets a bit of intrigue going. Do I believe in these things? Not necessarily. You know, the Loch Ness Monster is a tourist-driven thing for Scotland. Nothing more. It drives tourists to an area, and they want that to happen. So every now and then there's a sighting and all this sort of stuff. Bigfoot, of course, there's, you know, but part of me liking that sort of a thing, those sort of myths and legends, is trying to work out a rationale for them as well. I'm intrigued by ghost encounters and the goings on and that sort of a thing, and people won't go into this place because they've experienced this and all that sort of a thing. And then I try and unravel. I like to try and think, well, let's think of a logical explanation as to why this has happened. My father used to work for the National Gallery, you know, up in London, where all the paintings are, the big one. And there were certain corridors that people didn't want to go down at night because they would hear voices and all this sort of a thing. And I was having a conversation with my dad about this, and I was going, okay, so, you know, logically thinking, let's explore why you may hear voices or think you're hearing voices. And you know, I know that obviously that area of London's got a lot of tunnels underneath it, including the London Underground system. Night workers, you have people working down there in the nights. It's feasible that the voices are resonating up pipes or up some sort of crack and echoing out, and do you know what I mean? So I like to explore that sort of a side of it. So there is a, you know, an intrigue in that sort of stuff. Yeah. I like a nice question, because it got me talking. The relationship of the two characters was only mentioned in a note in the game, so they expanded the story incredibly well. It'll be interesting if they deviated from the game anymore. Yeah, it was, but I didn't need that sort of go take a shower. I'll wait for you in bed. I'll take, and that, the stuff where I'm going. I didn't really need that. It makes me feel. That made me feel really uncomfortable to watch. I didn't like it, and that's not to take away from people and what they get up to in real life. It's just how I felt. That might be the old person in me. As a young person, you're more accepting of this stuff. But I'll even watch films now, and there'll be scenes. Just straight people might have a sex scene, and I'll question: is it necessary? Is it necessary for the narrative to have this within the film? Could the film work without having that element at play? And I think it's just I'm getting old and moany. There you go. If you're the last person on earth, would you still rob all the banks to get all the money, or would it be pointless to steal? It'll be pointless. It would have no worth. Money's got no worth, has it? I mean, a £10 note is just a bit of paper. It's essentially just a form of trade, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? It's only because we say that it's worth something that it's got a value to it. But in reality, that's what it would come back down to, being worth it. Not, the saying, it's not worth the paper it's printed on. There you go. Also, fantastic room there. Pete says, also fantastic room tour. You have a brilliant collection. Thank you, Pete. That's a collection that's just been built up over decades of me collecting from about the age of 11. So bloody hell, we're talking about 35 years of collecting stuff and building a collection that has changed over time. Things have gone and things have been added, things have been sold, things have been bought. But yeah, I did say earlier in this chat that I'll do an addendum to that next week, where I have a look at other areas of the house, because in the front room I do have a couple of cabinets with statues in. I'm going to go through them. It won't be as long a video, nowhere near, but I'll just sort of wrap things up with that and show some other bits that I have kicking around. So I'll do that next Saturday, because this Saturday morning, because I finished my A to Z's, letters of the alphabet, all my films. But this weekend I do have a forgotten box of Blu-ray that I came across. Yeah, this was a while ago, before the moon roof. What happened was, when I was in the old room, I put stuff into a box, and I was doing something. I put a load of DVDs, Blu-rays into a box, and pushed them under the bed in my main bedroom, and I forgot about them. I'd forgotten all about them, and so that makes up the last episode of that, because I believe they weren't included in the A to Z's or A to Z's. Some of them may have been, but I think the majority wasn't. And then the week after that, I'll do this addendum to the room tour and just tour the other bits. And then the week after that, on a Saturday, is when I'll start my TV DVD and Blu-ray collection. That's in 8 parts at the moment, every 2 weeks. Did you get the young Sherlock Holmes steelbook, says Pete? I didn't know. Did you? Did you get it? I'll be honest, I know a lot of people love the film, and I've not seen it for decades and decades. And I ain't seen it for decades, so my mind's just gone elsewhere, because I was reading a comment about crocodiles. I haven't seen it for decades and decades, and I don't really think it's a film I really want to visit. I don't like when they do that sort of a thing to an established character, where they give you a sort of young version of him, and it doesn't ever work for me, really. That's the only reason. But yeah, so no, I didn't. Have you heard of a YouTuber called It's Adam? It's Adam. It's Adam here. I don't know. Was that the geezer who's messaging further up? I can't remember. I don't know. Here's a question. Would you rather have a 20-foot alligator or a 20-foot crocodile? I'm thinking like, would I want a saltwater croc? Saltwater crocodile, they get big, don't they? It's funny you should say that. It's funny because I was watching YouTube earlier, all right, and I came across a video somewhere. I'm going to get it up. I sent it to. I thought I sent it to the kids to watch. No, it's not that. Where is it? Here we go. So I sent them this video, and I said you should watch this. It's called "This Man Saved a Crocodile from Dying, and Years Later, the Unexpected Happened." So this is a story about this geezer somewhere who basically he saved the life of a crocodile which had some crap stuck down its throat. He pulled it out, and then here we go, look. So it had, yeah, here's a picture of it when it had like a rubbish bag stuck down its throat, and he pulled it out, and this croc would then follow him home. Followed him home and would then come visit him every so often. I'm trying to find some of the footage. For years and years, it would come and visit him. I mean, look at the size of that. Right, that there, that is, you know, look at the size of it to him. You got no chance if that went for you. And this geezer, like, it would come and visit him, and he'd feed it, and he'd get his neighbours to feed it, and all this, and it was like just docile with him. Those sort of stories really intrigue me. Fantastic. Sometimes that connection between us and nature. What do you like more, horror movies, comedy, or action? Action, definitely. Now, horror movies, I'm not a big horror fan. Don't get me wrong, I do watch some, but it isn't too often that they work for me. I find the setups are generally pretty good, and then they lose it after that in certain reveals. Yeah, and comedies can be hit or miss, obviously, depending whether it that comedy works for you. So action would be the top. Dearest Devil says, one day that man was never seen again. 20 years. 20 years, according to that, went on for it, because the crocodile was only smallish when he first met it, when he saved it. And even his son carried on feeding it. Yeah, amazing stuff. But some of the footage in there is just, you know, it would come, it would eat, and it would go. I don't know if you didn't have any food. You didn't have any food, then you're. That's it. Sorry, let me try something. I'm something just popped up on my on here, work related, and I'm wondering if it's what I need to log into a work application, and I'm just going to try that now because all my credentials keep getting kicked out. And then it makes me remember I don't have a certain email address I don't very rarely use. And I really need to get into this app. sign in. Oh, failed to log in. I don't know the password. Sod it. Anyway. Family Guy. Family Guy, I think, is hilarious. Yeah. South Park. I've never really watched South Park, I'll be honest. The animation doesn't really intrigue me. Does South Park step into more crude territory? Does it step into more crude territory than what Family Guy does? But yeah, South Park's not really one that I've ever really watched, not appealed to me. Yes, I will, Pete. I want that documentary, yes. I did get the Friday the 13th one as well when they done that, when that came out by 101. It's 88 films or 101? It's 101 films, isn't it? Yeah, so, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like retrospective documentaries on films. They're far more honest, shall we say, than puff pieces that are made. The problem is, watching a documentary on the making of a film. If I was to sit down and watch a documentary now on the making of, I don't know, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, just for argument's sake, it's going to be a puff piece to promote the film. But when you get a retrospective documentary, there's a lot of honesty behind it, and it's far more intriguing. I'm going to try not to make another 40 minutes. Why, Michael, honestly speaking, right? I just wondered why do you do your pickup videos like that? I mean, if it's great if it works for you, but have you not considered just sort of, you go out, you go to CEX or whatever, you film, you come home, and you go, I've picked this up, and put it up there and then, and do that each time that you go out. You can get far more videos, you'll get far more views, it'll be more regular. Just wondering why, because that's the way generally most people do it. I just wondered why, if there was a reason. Are you going to do the monthly video on what you're planning to pick up? Funny you should say that, Pete. I've done it this morning. And it's out tonight. Yeah. What I'd like to pick up, I'd say, because there's some stuff there that I'm questioning. Generally the Rocky stuff. Do I need... Number one, I'm starting to question more, do I need to upgrade everything to 4K? And the answer is going to be no. Do I need to get the Rockies in 4K? Again, the answer I draw to is no, because I've got them anyway. How many times am I going to watch these again in my lifetime? And I say this in the video, and I say that there's far more time. Well, not far more. There's more time behind me now at my point in life than what there is in front. Right? That's just, that's highly probable. How many more times am I going to watch the Rockies in my lifetime? Honestly speaking, right? Let's say I watch them once every 10 years. Does once every 5 years justify me picking them up on 4K? How many times would you need to watch something? That's a good question. Answer me this, anyone. How many times would you need to watch a film to justify upgrading to a 4K release for it? Because if I say to myself, okay, I'll watch the Rockies every 5 years, is that justification to get a 4K release of them all, or the 4 that are there anyway? Probably no. If I was to watch them every 5 years, right, forget the fact that you might lose the technology to play them over time and all this sort of stuff if things change. Let's just pretend that we've got the ability to play them, or I've got the ability to play them for the next 4 decades. I'm probably overreaching here. I'll probably be dead way before that. But let's just say that 40 more years. How many times in 40 more years will I watch them? That's 8 times if I went five years apart. Yeah. is there any justification in picking them up on 4K if I'm only going to watch them 8 more times? Because the amount of stuff that I've got, I can't say that I'm going to watch everything yearly because it's impossible. When you start looking at things like that, it's AJ Jet's power play. I don't know what you mean. Sorry. Do you know what I mean? When you look at things like that, it kind of opens a bit of perspective, doesn't it? Are you planning on doing vlogs like when you go somewhere with your family? No. There's been a couple of occasions where I've put something up, like when I went feeding the deer, my kids were in it and things like that. But most definitely not. There's got to be an element of division for me between this and what I consider to be real life. Sorry, 1 minute. Hello? It is indeed. Yeah. That's correct. Yep. Uh-huh. Not that I'm aware of. Not that I'm aware of, no. I can find out for you. It won't be today, it'll be tomorrow. That's correct, yes. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I think they, as far as I was aware, they still had it. It still sat with them, unless something's gone on in my absence. I was off over Christmas for I had the month off. So unless something's occurred in my absence, as far as I'm aware, it still sat with them. And but no, when I'm back at the office tomorrow, I can chase that up if you want to give me a ring. Mid morning's fantastic. Yes. No worries. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye bye. Apologies. My phone's always on for work. So are you planning on doing vlogs? Yes. No, I have to have a divide between myself and family for here. Like I said, a few times there'll be a little bit of overspill. But even when it comes to like health issues or anything like that, I've got no intention of jumping on and saying, do you know what I mean? It's not a family channel or a life channel. It's just things that I like, films, comics, collectibles, and that. But when I do put something up, like the feeding of the deer I've done at Christmas, that's more for myself than anything else. And then the kids can watch it and remember it's there for them. It's more for that element of it than anything else. I think writing in Family Guy's taken a nosedive since Disney acquired it, but maybe it's because Seth MacFarlane is involved in more projects now. Yeah, and also, you got to remember, like anything, you've got used to the humour. It's not fresh for you anymore because the programme's been on for so long. Same happened with Simpsons. You have your golden years, you do, and then you do have, when anything carries on, you do have a decline. Obviously, nothing can keep that momentum for as long as it does. Ricky Gervais does it best with his shows. He always end the show leaving the audience wanting more. And that's what Seth MacFarlane has done with the Orville TV show, because the Orville has just gone from strength to strength over its 3 seasons. and it ended on this third season. And at the moment, we don't know whether there's a fourth season coming or not. And the program has ended at a point where it leaves it. It is so good that you just want more of it. You want more of it. When you step out like that, you're always going to remember the show for being fantastic, and the fact that it didn't carry on because you wanted more, and you're always going to love. But then if it came back and then it started this decline, you get into that territory where you're like, ended rubbish. It was good, and then so always leave your audience wanting more. That being said, see you later. I'm joking. Play Tendo Guy. I'd imagine the Nightmare one would be interesting as it saved New Line Cinema, and I'm sure the woman who plays Nancy presents it. Yes. I'm trying to remember her name now. Who's it played Nancy in A Nightmare on Elm Street? Her name is, I'm drawing a blank on her name. But yes, I think she does present it, yeah. Would you rather get on a plane with a person who is training to be a pilot on first day? Don't really know, actually. It wouldn't bother me. Because he wouldn't be alone, would he? He'd have someone there with him. And a lot of planes are automated now, aren't they? Or we're talking about little plane. Talking about jumbo jet or little plane. Little planes crash easier. Been trying out those YouTube shorts. They're pretty interesting to experiment with. Yeah, they are. I've been trying with the YouTube shorts. It's very hit and miss. Some will do great, some won't. And me and Matt have been sort of playing around with them, and I said that I would do 2 a day for a week, for 7 days. 1 in the morning, 1 in the night, collectible film, like that. And I did do it for pretty much a week, because after a week, then I can gauge whether it's worth doing or not. Do you know what I mean? And ultimately, conclusion I've come to is I don't want to be doing them twice a day. I'll do them as and when. They're great when they take off, and they do bring subscribers to your channels. I will say that. There's a lot of volatility with the subscriber numbers that I find, though. It's very sort of, people subscribe based on that, then they'll come and see the channel and they'll think this isn't for me. So you'll see the numbers go up and down, very sort of volatile, more so than on standard. And obviously I don't want the channel to become about that. I don't want it to become just shorts, because I like sitting down talking. I like doing an opening. I like giving my opinion on something. But it's quite funny, because I started to do some of these shorts, and my son said to me, "Oh, I like your new videos." It's my eldest son. And I've gone to him, "What ones?" He goes, "The shorts." And I just said to him, "There's the problem right there with the younger generation. Is you consume your content at 15 seconds at a time, and that's it. You can't sit down and settle into a film, into a story, you find it difficult." And that's the future that we have to look forward to. 15 seconds at a time. People spend hours just scrolling through videos of essentially crap, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm making crap. I mean, I've done some of the shorter ones that are a bit longer, and I've done some editing in them, some a little bit fancy editing here and there. And I enjoy doing that stuff and the transitions between things, like with some smoke. I done it with The Thing, didn't I? Where I'd done that, the Titans of Cult Thing release, and I had the frost coming up the side of the screen, and then a transition of some sort of white smoke mist. And it really, I'm quite pleased with it, to be honest. But then, you might put it up and you get no views. You might put it up and you might get, shoot up to 1,500 views, like that. I've had that happen. And it's like a tap's turned on, then all of a sudden that tap's turned off. Matt's words, not mine. And it's like, it's just that when you look at a a chart of it. It goes up and then just dies completely. But it is interesting to see. Rocky on 4K is nice, but honestly, the Blu-ray set is nice enough. What I have, the 4K set looks a bit bland, and its biggest selling point is the director's cut of 4 exclusive to that £60 set. I was questioning in my video whether that's the case, whether it was definitely just in that, because I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, I've got a bootleg of the director's cut. I've had it about a year. I'm not going to pay 60 quid just to get that director's cut. I'll stick the bootleg in and watch it. You know, and it's that just continuation of rinse and repeat of. Oh, I can't. Rockies ain't been done before with, you know, like 4K sets. So fair enough. But yeah, there's the rights issue with MGM and Warner Brothers and Rocky 5 and 6. And that's why it's only Rocky 1 to 4, which is a shame, because I really like Rocky Balboa. I think it's a great film. So it's an incomplete set as well, isn't it? That's a bit off-putting. I used to do weekly pickups, but I was always a few weeks ahead then when I would post the pickups, and now I just do it monthly. Otherwise, what people would see me get would be from weeks ago when weekly. Oh, my power's at 10%, so I'm going to let this sort of run down to quite low, and then I'll call it a day. I used to do weekly pickups, but I was always a few weeks ahead then when I... Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Like I said, I just wondered, Mike, it's what works best for you. Do you like going to the zoo a lot or only once in a good while? I don't particularly like zoos. I don't like to see animals caged, to be honest. They look depressed. They look unhappy. You know, I feed a load of parrots outside this window. I get green parrots fly up, and I feed them from here, and it's really nice to see. And they come daily, and it's kind of like, you know, I can sit back, I can watch them eat, I can watch them fly, and it's like having pets, but they're not caged. And it, you know, animals belong in the wild. I know there's things to be said for zoos, for like the conservation of animals and all this. I get that, but it's seeing them in cages and looking depressed. You know, when you get like, you know, you go to somewhere like SeaWorld and it's just sad, really. But conservation, there is an element to it like that, which is positive, I suppose. And some will upgrade if they went super cheap, like the Matrix trilogy, 4K for £10. So I thought, why not? So it will never be that price again. Yeah, that's a good price for the Matrix 4K. You know, this video tonight, there's all these blimmin', and I am getting them. There's the Mondo steelbooks, Marvel steelbooks, and the comic fan in me wants the Marvel fan. And the fact I've got the collection thus far, I want to complete that. But it's double dipping, which is something I'd love to sort of step away from. Honestly, 4K is classed as a luxury item for me. I only get them for films I really like when I find them cheap. I find older films the best ones to get out of 4K. Yeah, no, I agree with that. The older films that get a lovely transfer, you get more out, because the quality of the films, new films today, are good enough anyway. And the Blu-ray pictures on some are fantastic. I've got a thingy. Here you go. I've got a bootleg of The Abyss, Blu-ray of The Abyss. And I watched it, and I was shocked and amazed at how good this bootleg Blu-ray of The Abyss looked. I swear to God, it was gorgeous looking transfer, and I was so shocked. I agree. The older films. The thing is, I think when you've got a film coming out that's just not a special edition release, not a steelbook or something like that, and you just want a standard Amaray version of something, even a 4K, best to wait. I mean, I want the full, you know, the one with the girls up the tower. I want that. It came out, was it before Christmas? I haven't bought it yet because I'm waiting for that, because it's just a standard film. It's going to be, you know, at some point I'll pick it up in CEX when I see it for £8 or £6 or something, and that's the way with a lot of standard releases. I'll probably go. Blu-ray still very impressive for picture quality, and hard to see the £10 difference at times. And the special editions, whilst nice, can be too much. They can. When you look at something like, okay, take for instance, on the 15th, you've got Wakanda Forever coming out, and Xavier have got their exclusive steelbook edition in the slipcase with some art cards and a little booklet. £50. Now compare that to maybe the Film Vault range of Blade Runner, Goodfellas, whatever, with the little crystal, £50. Put that next to it and say this is the same price. And then, like Michelin 4K thingy spoke about, I forget the channel's full name. Michelin 4K Films, was it? Or 4K Michelin? Anyway, he was saying about a comparison of the Film Vault £50 to the something like the Flash Gordon release that came out. Studio Canal, was it? With the 5 discs in it. When you compare these, even putting that Flash Gordon next to that Wakanda Forever, that's coming out, and what you get, you just realise, hold on a minute, something's wrong here. And they are. I've started. A lot of my when I've got a special edition, I've been very negative about it, but I'm finding a lot of joy in. It's like I was saying earlier, Pete. I've picked up all this stuff recently. All of the Marvel animated 1990s TV stuff, which don't cost a lot, and I'm sort of like looking into areas like that for collecting stuff that, and they're DVDs, not Blu-rays, and I'm like, I really want to sit down and watch through these, and I look at them and I think, yes, it's great, fantastic. Just need Spider-Man. AJ, do you own Spider-Man 2 2004? Yes, I do. I've got it in 4K actually. Playtender, I agree with you about that. When it comes to TV series, Luther has 3 brilliant series. Then when it came back due to fan demand and the quality declined a bit. Still excited for the first 3 series of Luther were fantastic. They were spot on. Season 4 and 5 were a bit. They did drop the ball. It was nice to see What's Her Face back in series 5. I forget the actress's name. She was in the Affair TV series and Lone Ranger and that. I can't remember the girl's name. And I picked up the Blu-ray of that. You may have seen it. Seasons 1 to 4 for £5. 4 seasons. So I need season 5. I'll wait until that's really cheap. But you know what I mean? £5. But I'm looking forward to the return of Luther on Netflix, the film. It might be good. I hope it's good. I hope it's a return to form for the character. Greetings, AJ. Yes, the only thing short about you is your temper. No, I'm not bad-tempered. I'm really calm. People think I've got a problem. I should be more angered at stuff. Apparently Rocky 5 and 6 are having a director's cut, so that's why they're not coming. I'd imagine they're going down the Star Trek. Seeing that in itself is just like, don't. Because I bought that Star Trek 1 to 4, didn't I? I bought it and I sent it back because I wasn't happy. I sort of sent it back. I sent it back and got my money back. Minus the 4Ks within. There we go. Yeah, that was a bit naughty of me. But that's just so bad to give you a, here you go, here's the first 4. Buy them. On the same day, we'll pretty much the same time, we'll tell you that there's another version of the motion picture coming anyway that's going to have an extended cut in it. But here you go, buy them. And then here they are all again with the other 2 that we decided to leave out. And that's exactly, I can see that happening. So why get them now when that could come down the pipeline? Been ripped off. What's my favourite musical? Oh. I've got to say it's either Les Miserables or La La Land. To be honest, I don't know which one. One of them. What's yours, James? Picked up some He-Man today for 10p. I love some He-Man. I did watch Thingy over Christmas, the He-Man and She-Ra Christmas special, and done it as a review in my Christmas series. Great. Yeah, 80s, great. Seem fit in with watching Rocky. You see double cuts. Do you remember a series called Monkey? Yes. Like Monkey. I remember that. Yes, I remember Monkey. I'm sticking with blue for now. Yeah, why not? Hi, Jason. Knows you were live. Hope you are doing well. Love seeing your room. That must have been a lot of hard work, but well worth it. Yeah, it was. It went a little bit. Took a bit longer than I wanted. I was going to put some canvases on the sloped ceiling. I have got the hooks to do it, but I didn't get round to that. I don't know if that'll come to pass or not. But thank you, Ian. That's years of collecting there, mate. In there, years of it. Yeah, I need to stop double dipping. Matt's here. Hi, Matt. Finished work for the day? Oh, yes, 4 o'clock. Christ. Yeah, I need to stop double dipping and also get caught up in nostalgic films that I've not really enjoyed anymore. Matt's referring to Silent Running from 1972, was it? Is it 72, Matt? Yeah, I know Matt got Silent Running. It's happened to me with nostalgia. You know, you think of something, you think back, and you think, oh, I really want to watch that. Then you put it in, you think, actually, nostalgia should stay nostalgia at times. But unfortunately, you don't know till you revisit it. And that happened with Matt and Silent Running. I think, Matt, I watched Silent Running probably a year ago. The Eureka, is it released when I got the VHS one, or a year and a half ago, and it still worked for me. I still really enjoyed it. But it's unfortunate, but that's the way it goes, isn't it? Monkey, oh yeah, he's referring to Monkey, TV show. Yeah, I want to get Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs on 4K, but not paying the inflated price for it. Sale for me. I would have got it for typical catalogue title price, £20, but 25 is too much. Yeah, they're great transfers. They're older films, aren't they? But they're really nice transfers when you do get them. And to be honest, the Pulp Fiction, because I did get them, I got Reservoir Dogs as a steelbook. Pulp Fiction, I went for the Amaray release because I far preferred the artwork of the Amaray, the black and white with the red. It looked really nice. So obviously that'd be when you get it. That'd be when you get it. John with the Wind. Hiya, John. How are you keeping, mate? Hope you're well. Where am I? Here we go. Do you know some films have never had a blue release? Example, On the Buses films. Yes. And The Abyss. Forever Young is another one. Video Tasties, Gareth unpackaged some stuff, and there was the VHS of Forever Young in it, the Mel Gibson film, which I like because it's that man out of time storyline, a bit like Captain America without him being Captain America. And I thought, hold on, and I've looked for Forever Young before. That's going to be one that I have to bootleg as a Blu-ray, isn't it? Inevitably. And that's never got. But like I said, The Abyss, the other Cameron, non-Cameron one, True Lies. I think we can be magpie and drawn in by the cover, but actually the film doesn't live up to expectations. Yes. What are you referring to, though, Matt? Is there a person? Yeah, I know what you mean by magpies drawn to sparkly things. I can never justify spending £50 unless it was Never Ending Story, of course. Absolutely, James's favourite film. Does a day go by where Never Ending Story isn't mentioned? Matt, neither do most marriages. Yeah, that's true. That's true. My first one. I have to admit, some DVDs look pretty good. I have the DVD box set of Sleepy Hollow series, and the DVD picture quality looked fantastic. I liked Sleepy Hollow when it first started, the TV series. I never got to the end of it. Or was it 4 seasons, I think, if I remember rightly? I never made it to the end, but I liked the Ichabod Crane, the concept of it, and him coming through time and now, and yeah. To spend that much on a single release, you must really enjoy the film. Yeah. James, did you live the sing-along of Never Ending Story in season 3 of Stranger Things? Did you see the sing-along of Never Ending Story in Stranger Things season 3? Did you like? Oh, did you like? Sorry. Monkey, people give up too easily. Marriage is give and take and partnership, and it does need to be worked out. People do give up too easy. That is a problem. Yes, I agree with that. I agree, Matt, because I was willing to work on mine. I really did, for the sake. Well, that's really wrong to say for the sake of the children. It was for the sake of the children. Of course it was. I didn't want to see my children come from a broken home, and inevitably they did. And yeah, it was. And then there was an occasion where my she cannot be named. I'll say that. I'm not allowed to use her name anymore. Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking thought there, and she contacted me a few years after and said she doesn't think her relationship's working with the new bloke that she's with. And I just turned around to her and said, "You better make it work, because I don't care. You make it work. You left me for him. I don't want my kids having to then get used to some other geezer. You make it work. Don't care what you do." Yeah, I agree, Matt, wholeheartedly. I remember couples celebrating their year. Like, he's like, I'm going to be dreaming tonight now. I did the monkey, very good, but sometimes it doesn't work out despite that. Absolutely. I think me and my first, we weren't ready. I think that was the problem. We weren't ready. We were for children. We were good parents. I'll say that, and she's for the most part a decent parent. That's the one thing where I did perform as a father. I look back and obviously I made mistakes. I did, because it's learning on the first, second, third. Yeah, I've got 3 children, but they are all very well rounded. They're all very polite. They're not wrong uns. They're fantastic. My son himself, he's 22, and he's coming up 23, and he's buying his first house. He's buying his first house now, at that age, and my other son, he's 19. He's put into some ISA thing where the government, he puts in $3,000 a year, and the government gives him $1,000 a year, or something like that, and it's got to be used on a mortgage. And then I was thinking, Christ, me at that age, I wasn't thinking like this. I wasn't. They're doing really well, and yeah, it makes me very proud for them. Looking forward to the final of Happy Valley. What's Happy Valley? I don't know what that is. AJ, can you do a live stream of GTA in Liberty City Stories? No, I can't. I'm not a gamer. I don't have I do have a PlayStation 3 upstairs, backwards compatible one. But no, I don't play games. That's I think even my oldest son sort of they got PlayStation 5, but they're not. They play it within reason. They don't live it. Life's out there. All the while you're in there, I'm on here. Life's what's passing by out there. Musical, the best musical is Bugsy Malone. Fair enough. I ain't seen that in years. One of the highlights of your movie room tour was the Kelly Brook calendar in the corner. I've got, I think I keep them. I've got past 7 years worth of Kelly Brook calendars. Yeah, you got to get a calendar of Kelly Brook every year. Unfortunately, she don't do new photo shoots. It's all the best of now. It has been for the past this year and last year. You can pick up DVDs cheap in Dudley, unlike London prices. Yes, you can. Just checked so far. February pickups video is already 20 minutes long. Cool. When you get me on the live stream, when are you free? I do want to get you on because I did. You couldn't make the last one. Let me have a look a minute. Let me think. This Saturday, I am live this Saturday. It's at 7 p.m. for 2 hours. The reason it's 7 p.m. is because I'm going out for lunch. And Sunday I can't do because I've got my kids coming over. I'm taking the wife out for lunch. I'm doing it at 7 p.m. I've got movie Madman on. And possibly Derek from Pure Hangout. So how about do you work Saturdays, James? Let's talk about it. You got we can talk privately. We'll sort a date and get you on. Hi, One Real Nerd. How you doing, mate? My favourite musical is Grease 2. But James, yeah, we'll talk. Message me. We'll sort a date. I'll do it around you. I'll work around your work if you want. John would have win, but this tree in the yard, this tree that men chopped down, the tree that they built a bonfire around, trying to burn up its stump, this tree lived. Is that from a musical? Forgive my ignorance. Grease 2 is brilliant because of Michelle Pfeiffer. Did I send you Grease 2, Pete? Yeah, you did, James. Thanks for that. I really enjoyed it for reasons. Danny, how you doing, mate? Monkey says, play Tendo Guy. Ever nice how Frenchie disappear after the first half of the film? Ever notice? Thank you for all the help, kind sir. Help? What help are we talking about? Who are we talking to? Okay, yeah. You don't know how to use StreamYard. You got to sign up for it. I've only just seen your messages. I've got 2 phones. Yeah, that is pink. Look at the state of that screen. This is my private phone. This is my work phone. This one here can go days without me even picking up. This phone here doesn't have TikTok on it or anything like that. It's got clothing over it. It doesn't have TikTok on it. It doesn't have Instagram on it. They're all on this phone. And I have YouTube on the work one. But I can go for days without looking at that phone. So I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Date James Gunn's DCEU plan will be announced in an hour. That'll be interesting to see. Superman, All-Star Superman. John will win. My pet mouse Elvis died today. He was caught in a trap. That's good. As I always say, you either choose me or you lose me. I'm not no plan B. What are you talking about? It's interested in terms of collecting how, like with vinyl VHS, I've noticed DVDs on some titles and CDs, the prices are increasing. DVDs, the out of print DVDs, there's a lot that yes, there's a lot that are going up in price. That's not a bad thing, I suppose, if you're a collector. Give me 1 second. I need a phone. I need a charger. because my thing's down and I need to charge. Right there. What are you doing? Making tea? What? Oh, that's better. I'm back. I just need to put this in. But yeah, so one real nerd, what we were talking about earlier. My live for the weekend is in situ. This live here, I just decided to do impromptually. It wasn't planned. That was because my wife was upstairs doing her nails, which could take her a couple of hours. I thought I'd come on solo. There we go. So where are we at? Where am I? Thumbs up. Yes. So like I was saying, yeah, prices do increase on a lot. Yeah, out of print titles. You know, as you know, Ian, a lot of like TV stuff that I've got, and you know, things like The Pretender and all that. I think it's more so the TV stuff that goes out of print quicker than your films. John with the Wind. Sorry, I've had to turn this around, so now the camera's across my path of my hand. Michael, I think that's the Planned Parenthood slogan. Planned. Retro is coming back here, and hold on to those CDs. Matt, I've got some special edition CDs, which are now expensive to get. Yep. Hey Joe, are you going to own Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special when it comes out this March? So, are you going to own Guardian? I've got the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special on bootleg, Blu-ray already. Is the film out this? What do you mean when it's out this March? What's out in March? What am I missing? Horror VHS sought after now. Yeah, relationships can be hard. I've had a few, and honestly, in no rush, been hurt before, and I just see how things go. Yeah, it's the best way. Like my bowel movements, Pete, I don't rush them. I tried TikTok once. Yeah, not for me. Yeah, I set it up in conjunction with Facebook and a little while ago, not Facebook, YouTube. One Real Nerd suggested to try it. So I tried it. Still hate the app. I'm famous on TikTok, laugh out loud. Still hate the app. I had a massive collection of VHS, got rid of them all, though some I was glad to get rid of. The quality was so bad. I do love DVDs. I'm not going to get romantic about VHS. No, that's fair enough. I know I picked up The Punisher recently on VHS, and the only VHSs I've got are The Punisher. That's partly because of the Punisher fan in me, and also Matt sent me Deep Space Nine pilot and Saving Private Ryan, and that's it for VHS. Zinta, you know one another, don't you? If I'm remembering correctly, or was that someone else? Tried the shorts, very hit and miss, Pete. Okay, on occasions. Yeah, it is hit and miss. What's your opinion on collecting trade paperbacks? I know a lot of comic people don't see them as worthy of collecting. I've got no issue with trade paperbacks. I've got a load. I've got a load of individual comics. I don't see it's far cheaper to collect trade paperbacks than what it is to collect individual comics. Depends whether you're hung up about, I must have a first print of something. If you're collecting for the purposes of a potential return down the line, it all comes down to that. But over there, you know, I can tell you now, I've got 2 Marvel Zombies trade paperbacks. These are hardbacks. Captain America, red, white, and blue. Punisher, and I've got all them as individual issues. Yeah, sometimes, and you can pick up, they're far cheaper. Comic collecting is a very expensive hobby now. Comics are expensive, and it's far cheaper when they come into trade paperback form. I mean, I've been picking up the Spawns you know, the thick, what you might call them. It has 50 issues of Spawn in it, in colour, and when you pre-order them, you can get them for about 39 quid a piece, you know, and it is 50 issues. When you consider probably each issue costs £2.50 when you're going back that far, back to the early 90s when they came out, or one, I don't know how much, £2. You know, if they were £2, that's 100 quid there, and you're paying like 39 quid for them. Yeah, there's something to be said, and that's how I've gone back to get all the Spawns, because I collected Spawn up to about issue 100, then stopped, and then I wanted to fill it all in, but I went back and got the earlier compendiums. That's what they're called, compendiums. Shorts are okay for a few hundred views for a few minutes editing and filming, but I still greatly prefer videos. Are more fun. You can talk and you can, you know what I mean? I don't want to go down the short territory. A channel just full of shorts isn't for me. It ain't for me. It's lazy. It's you know, it'd make me feel lazy if I was just doing that all the time. If I was going to do that all the time, I'd just stay TikTok. It's a shame that under a minute video now is very popular. Yep, I was saying that earlier, Matt. That's what she said. Under a minute. What's up, Michael? One Real Nerd is a really great guy. Recently at 200 subs too. Yeah, fantastic. He is. Did get a few 1K views though on some of the shorts I've recently done. Yeah, so did I. Matt V, hopefully the perverts don't make videos like that are under a minute. Where do we go next when we die? I think we keep coming back reincarnated. What do you think? I certainly hope we don't. I just want it to be over. I just want to be, you know what I mean, just rest, sleep. I don't want to come back. I don't believe in any of that stuff. Reincarnation or that. You're dead, you're dead. Interesting, you can add official music to a short and not get copyright, but add to a full video and copyright straight away. I got copyrighted on one short, if you remember, where I added video to it, music that was available to it, and I got a copyright. Yeah, Zinzatar, Sinister. Oh, Sinister. Yes, it's Sinister. You said it there. Sinister is a college friend. Yeah, I remember you saying back when. I've been lucky with shorts lately. I loved your X-Men short. Thanks a lot, Danny. Spider-Man to come. They can help, Danny. They can. You don't get monetized for shorts, mine, so you can't really rely on them. My channel isn't big enough for monetized status. It's pennies. You get pennies. It's you know, as you know, my channel's monetized. The irony is that if you don't monetize, you're still going to get adverts. Up at the beginning of videos, you still, you know, I've been onto Matt's channel and the adverts are popping up for me at the start of the videos. So why not at least get something from it when you can, if they're going to be doing that. I think the only option you've got is you can control what you get then and what you don't get and that sort of a thing. But it's nothing. I don't even look now. I don't even look. I've never drawn on it. What's there? It's just a number. It's just nothing more than a number. It's like Monopoly money. It's just there. Matt, I've got more coin shorts coming. Oh, good. I really enjoy watching these hunting pickup videos. Gives me the fun of seeing what's out there without having to expend effort or spend money. Yeah, I enjoy. I do the hunting videos when I can. If I go somewhere and there's a CEX, I might pop in. But it's always, and I've got a lot of CEXs to go to. Great stream, AJ. I really enjoyed. Bye, everyone. Having a nice evening. See you later, Pete. Thanks for popping in. What are your major plans for this year, 2023? To excel at work. That's other than that, nothing really. Thank you very much. A cup of tea from the wife. It's nice of her. She knows what to do. I saw the 90s Spider-Man CX, £130 for the box set. I plan to pick up soon. Yeah, I haven't got it, Danny. I haven't got it. And I was looking at a bidding one. It was at 70 quid on eBay. Then I thought, hold on a minute. I want these. I don't want them for potential value or anything like that. I don't want to pay 100 quid for them. So I just got in touch with my bootleg guy and said, look, can you do me, it would cost me this much. How much will you do me? First of all, I asked if they were DVD rips, which they are. And I said, well, do me Spider-Man then. Because I want them in the collection to watch, not for any other reason. And just to show you, Danny, if you're watching, I've got a lot beside me. As well as the X-Men one. I got that down. But there you go. X-Men, Hulk, Fantastic Four, Iron Man series, usual 90s, Avengers, Silver Surfer. Yeah. It was a great era for Marvel animation. They were good. They were good. You can monetize shorts. They are going to pay better for shorts soon. You can't. I can't monetize shorts. I think I actually monetized 2. I think I did actually. Let me have a look at it. I ain't got an option to monetize shorts, right? I'll tell you that. But for some reason, for you all, I'll have a look. I'm sure that I did somehow. Where are my shorts? Don't show me like that. Doesn't show me videos. I want to see it like that. No, that don't show me either. I've got to go into it. No, don't show me. My videos. Okay, here we go. I've got to go back far. I don't know. Don't know where I find it. I'm sure there was 2 that I did. Let me go to this Punisher. Edit. There's no option there to monetize a short. You've got to have so many subs, isn't you, or something silly, I think. I don't know. But I'm sure there was 2 that for some reason I managed to. I didn't get no views. There we go. AJR Fish Fingers Friends. Oh, okay. Matthew. Sensible, lad. Sensible. We'll be watching the Super Bowl this year, AJ. No, I won't. No, not a sporty person. Love the Defending the Dud series. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I will have, let's see how things are going on that front. Because my latest poll is up. Let's see what's in the winning at the moment. Because I'm going to wait till Sunday, at which point I'll close the poll. And then I'll be trying to. I can't say I'll do my best to defend. So at the moment, look, we are sat at. Where's the thing? There we go. Look, Battlefield Earth is at 38%, and The Mummy at 42%, with Fantastic Four falling up behind with 69 votes. So that Mummy and Battlefield Earth could change over. So get voting if you haven't voted. For that Defending a Dud, and because what I'll do is I'll do that. I'll close the poll on Sunday. Then that gives me, and I'll probably do the episode in about 2 weeks. I'll watch it and do my video about 2 weeks after that. Then a week after that, I'll do another poll with some others, and thus forth. So I'll do 1 a month. I don't want to be having to do tons. Thoughts on Picard season 3 latest trailer? It done nothing for me, man. I'll be honest. I watched it and I was just like, okay. Visually, it looked like the other seasons. Aesthetically, in the and like Discovery, it looks, color palette and all that sort of thing I'm talking about, that kind of aesthetic. I don't know. Of course, it would be nice having all these characters back together and seeing them interact and all that. And I'm sure there'll be some fantastic moments. I'm sure there'll be bits where people are saying, "That's out of character for this character. He was never like that," and it will upset people in that sense. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not going to get. You know, I've been burnt before with these Star Trek trailers. That's the best I can say. Wow, nice collection. Stephen, how you doing? Matt V, what we leave behind is not as important as how we lived. Very true. Picked up Ender's Game for £1 on Blu-ray with a nice lenticular, and it's 113-minute long, cheaper than McDonald's. Yeah, Ender's Game. Yes, that's the Harrison Ford one, isn't it? I didn't mind that. I quite enjoyed it. It weren't not too long ago. It was only a couple of years ago I watched that. Rest in peace, the actor from Ender's Game. Wasn't he the one who died? I don't know. Picard season 3 is the last, I think. It is for Patrick Stewart, yes. I mean, look at the geezer. He's ancient now. He's old. And even Picard season 2 showed that in you know, given the opportunity, they've got that fella sat down filming his scenes. He's old. He's old. He needs. He can't carry on. You know. But there we go. What can you do? Okay, so Dawn of the Dead remake, 4K. Gonna pick up Dawn of the Dead remake today, 4K. Okay. That come out, is it? The new trailer for 65 looks interesting, says Matt. I didn't know there was a new trailer. Does it show much more, does it? I'll take a look. I'll take a look if I can. I'm going to finish off Wakanda Forever tonight. I've also got Babylon to watch. And Big Blue. I don't know what to do. Yes, the ones who will kill Picard off is his new enemy, Vadik. I don't know. Sorry, I'm just reading some messages there. Patrick Stewart is 82 years old. Yes, he is. And, you know, does he want to be doing that? No, let you know, he's getting on. It'll get to a point where, you know, it's soon going to be a point where we're losing these next generation stars. It's amazing they're still, you know, I was going to say they're still around, but when you consider like the Babylon 5 cast in comparison, you know, Michael O'Hare, who's the original captain of Babylon 5 in the first season, he passed away. Doctor, because you played the Doctor, he passed away. Geezer, who was the security chief, Garibaldi, I forget his name, he passed away. The guy who played the one-armed man in The Fugitive, who was in it, who played, I forget the character's name there, the main lizard-looking fella, he passed away. So many of them, Babylon 5 died really quick. I've been on a DC collecting buzz. Got the new Batman, Snyder Cut, and Joker on Blu-ray. Nice. I need to watch Snyder Cut again. Sit down for 4 hours and give that another watch. Yeah. Joker, it's a good film. New Batman, no, not for me. Law looks old, too old. He's an android, shouldn't age at all. Yeah, he is. I'm sure they'll. I don't know. Will they write something in it for that? I don't know. I hope Patrick Stewart makes it to 83. Why shouldn't he? You never know, do you? With James Gunn at the helm, I'm switching sides away from Marvel. I've never really had a divide, even in the comic world, like that between Marvel and DC. I've never been a sort of hater of or dislike one over the other. One's always preferred. I've always preferred one over the other, but I've always visited the other side, shall we say, and supported both. And I just think that feasibly DC are going to be too late with it. They're not going to make the money that they want. That's for certain. What's this work message? Hello, mate. Do we have torrent fit details for this weekend? New one is coming, I know, but details to confirm. Sorry. Gene Roddenberry tried to fire Patrick Stewart after a couple of seasons, but lucky his talent succeeded for the series. Patrick Stewart was great. He is. I don't think the reboot will work, to be honest. I think it's too late. I think the bubbles burst in the definitely in the superhero genre. You know, we've seen it all now. We've had it all, and we're on a decline. You know, it peaked with. You know, it's at its height with Marvel. It was, and even Marvel's on a decline now. And DC have never reached those heights that Marvel did. You know, DC reached their heights financially with the Dark Knight, with the Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises, and then after that, it's been a steady decline for them. They can't even get blimmin' Dwayne Johnson to give them a decent return in a film. So I think that, you know, even the Suicide Squad itself, James Gunn's Suicide Squad, you've got to remember that didn't perform. It's all well and good having James Gunn all over it, but James Gunn was all over the Suicide Squad, and it done nothing for it. Favorite new show that holds your interest? Tough question. Wow. I don't really know. I'd be inclined to say Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Okay, one that I'm quite enjoying visiting weekly, and it's a surprise to me as well, as Quantum Leap. New Quantum Leap. And that's probably a very volatile thing to say. I believe in taking things on their own, you know, as they are. I'm a big fan of the original Quantum Leap, and that doesn't put me off of the new one. New one's nowhere near as good, but I'm enjoying it, but I'm enjoying the side of it that isn't the old one. Not so much the leaps, but what's going on in the current timeline with the Al Calavici's daughter, with the mystery surrounding why this geezer decided to leap when it wasn't him that was going to leap, and where he's trying to get to. But you know, I think it was Tulsa King was very good. Like that. I don't really know. I think that's why I'm revisiting a lot of old, you know, wanting to revisit a lot of old stuff, because I don't know. I don't really know, to be honest. I prefer DC's approach to letting directors just do their thing. DC movies are less formulaic and uniform as Marvel chaps. I get what you're saying, and there's something to be said for that, yes. But Marvel had a formula that worked for it. You know, they were very uniform, but look what it gave them. You know, why would you fix something that isn't broken in their sense? You know, inevitably after Endgame, I know that you can say Marvel are failing now. You got to remember, after Endgame, we did have COVID straight away. There were the COVID releases. And with Endgame, you got an ending. You got an ending, and the new thingy the new phases have felt somewhat fractured, shall we say. They haven't felt gelled together. Hopefully that'll come moving forward in the next phase. But there's room for both. There's room for both. Like I said, I wouldn't get into a sort of this is better than that. I get enjoyment from both, and so there are a lot of comic fans that they are like, well, I love DC, I don't like Marvel. I don't like Marvel. I'll read Marvel. I'll read DC. Sometimes you get, because you get writers that move from one company to another, and I followed writers across. It's Marvel does need a break. They need to do less. Batman is DC's cash cow, but even that isn't given as much milk as what it should. I mean, let's have a look. What did the thingy take? Box Office Mojo. What did the Batman take at the end after all said and done? Batman. I'm having a look because I don't really know. 800, 770. All right, 771 million worldwide. That's good. That is good for the Batman. Very good. Have a look at Batman versus Superman. Batman versus Superman. Batman v Superman took 873. All right, which is fantastic. 873 million worldwide is fantastic for any film to do. But DC weren't happy with that. They weren't happy with that at all. Man of Steel, what's it that took? Man of Steel? That's in the 600s, isn't it? I think. 668. They weren't happy with that because they wanted Marvel money. When you've got 668 for Superman, I've said this before, let me have a look what Ant-Man took. Okay, Ant-Man took 519. Yeah. And when you consider that Ant-Man is a C-list character against a flagship character like Superman, and Superman, to be honest, didn't take 100 and something million more. You'd expect Superman, who's a character that is recognisable the world over, to do far more than a character like Ant-Man. Ant-Man and look at Ant-Man and Wasp. See what that took. Because obviously I'm going to the lesser sort of Marvel films here they knew wouldn't make. See, 622 million on Ant-Man and Wasp. Man of Steel. What did I say that took? 668. See what I mean? So you even had the sequel. Because that DC knew that if they do a Man of Steel 2 at that point, chances are the return would be less than the first film. 668. Hence why they went with the Batman versus Superman. But when you've got an Ant-Man film doing 622 and a Superman doing 668, it highlights an issue with, that DC, I don't know. Superman's a difficult character to get right now in the world today. He's not suited to today's world. There we go. I don't personally care about Kang or the multiverse. They've done everything they can, and now they're moving to less popular legacy characters. Kang's a good character in the comics. Kang's a good nemesis for, we're heading into Secret Wars territory. I got no issue with the multiverse side of stuff. But the best is behind, yes. I mean, when you've taken stories like Ed Brubaker's Winter Soldier, Mark Miller wrote, I think it's Mark Miller who wrote Civil War. you know, you've taken these, you've done these. Infinity Gauntlet saga was done. Big Thor, you know. World War Hulk was, I know there's talk of a World War Hulk film, but they've done Planet Hulk mixed in with Ragnarok. They've done some, you know what I mean? Matthew Nichols, do you have feelings for President Putin? Matthew, please stick to sensible questions. Number one, politics are not a place for here. I'm not going to discuss anything like that. But, you know, I'm sure someone will put you in timeout or boot you from here if you can't keep sensible. I like the look of Quantumania, Ant-Man. Yeah, I like the Ant-Man films. What are your goals for your TV shows? In what sense? Collecting. I want to finish off a Final Conflict. Like I said, the Marvel animation I have been hunting down. I don't know. Is there any TV shows I don't have that I want to get? I don't know. I'll have to see what happens. It's how I feel on the day. Looks like the best trailer for some time. It looks good. Julian Sands is still missing on that mountain. Don't think he's going to be found alive. It's been too long. Yes, that is a shame. Julian Sands. Yeah, it's a shame. I always remember him in Arachnophobia. More so than anything, for some reason, I remember him in Arachnophobia. That is a shame. You know, mountain climbing or trekking like that can be treacherous. Mountain lions, things like that. I don't know if they're in that part. It's California, isn't it? California has, I think California, do they have mountain lions there? Very probably. Wow, heard that last week. Not good, Stephen. It's nice to watch the 90s Marvel and DC as they didn't milk the cow as much as they do now. No, the DC stuff, you know, the Batman stuff is good. It's great. It's standalone episodes. The Marvel stuff have continuity and delve into loads of characters. I remember watching, like, I've got the Hulk there from the 90s. I remember watching them. You can get a lot of this stuff really cheap. You know, I mean, that the Iron Man one, I've never seen the Iron Man 90s series, cartoon series, but that cost me like £3. Was it? £3 for that? Same with the Fantastic Fours. That's the complete series there. There's only 26 episodes, but that's over three things, and they were just cheap pounds. Yeah, it sucks. He's been missing on that mountain since Friday the 13th. Yeah, it stormed and snowed and been. Yeah, he's. Yeah, he could have taken a fall down somewhere. Could have broke his leg. The elements. Yeah, he's. Or he could have absconded somewhere, just wanted to disappear and vanish. Yeah. Do you think, as a collector, being a completionist means you are getting things in your collection that you will never watch? For reasons of space and economics, I don't do that now. Absolutely. But then I'm only a completionist with certain things, I would say. You know, the one that I will touch upon is the Batman I've got. I mean, I probably will watch the Batman again when the sequel comes out, and I'll probably watch it after the sequel to see if the sequel I don't want to go in before. I don't want to watch it before the sequel. I'll watch it after to see if the sequel has elevated that film for me, which is feasible. It's happened before. I think that for argument's sake, I think that Zack Snyder's Justice League gives far more, you know, knowing that that's there at the end, you get far more out of Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman going into Zack Snyder's Justice League. So I'm hoping that there's a similar sort of thing with that for me. I don't expect it to make the film wonderful, but no, I mean, when it comes to things like, you know, collector series where you have numbers on the sides, I don't buy into that. A certain specific release type, like, you know, like the Mondo. Okay, I'm getting all the Marvel Mondo Steelbooks, but the Mondo Steelbooks are a series of steelbooks that, you know, they've got numbers on the side. I think the latest number on that latest Mondo I got, which was Civil War, was number 57. So there's 57 Mondo Steelbooks, all numbered, that you can get, and the Marvel ones sort of scattered throughout within. I'm not interested in the numbering of it or anything like that. Titans of Cult releases, I don't want to get all the Titans of Cult releases. Of course I don't. Just the ones I enjoy. And it's the same with like, you know, where I've done the Star Trek ships, open that box with all the Star Trek ships in. I only, there's some in there that I shouldn't have bought or wouldn't have bought, but it got to a point where I was only starting to buy the ones that I wanted, the ships that I wanted, rather than all the ships. I don't collect like that really myself either. Justice League Snyder took 658 million. Okay. What, the Snyder cut? Is that on there? Is that? Have a look. Look. Justice League. Well, Justice League is there. Oh, you're talking about you're talking about the the original Justice League, yes, the first one. Yeah, which again isn't bad for a film at all. You know, any film that takes 658 million is fantastic haul for a film. But you're talking about, you know, you now got to think that's DC's Avengers. That's where you realise that, hold on a minute, something's not right there. You got to think when, if you remember, when originally when Captain America Civil War came out, it was to be released on the same day as Batman vs Superman. They both had that day, same year, same day, same day, and Marvel didn't back down. It was DC that backed away from that date with Batman vs Superman. And in theory, if I came to you and said, here's Captain America versus Iron Man, here's Batman versus Superman, what film's going to make the most money? You're going to go instinctively, you would say Batman versus Superman. I would, you know, because you're talking about DC's A-list, 2 A-list characters, Wonder Woman in there as well. They're holy trinity of characters, right? They're big 3. Whereas you're talking about Captain America and Iron Man, which are considered more of a B-list character, below people like Spider-Man and the X-Men and, you know, Wolverine's and X-Men. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'd like to see a what if zombie DC movie of Superman crossovers. DC have done their own sort of zombie verse. I forget what it's called. I didn't read it. Alfred Molina is returned as Dr. Octopus after No Way Home and Spider-Man 4. Alfred Molina was good as Doc Ock. DC should focus on animation. DC animation's good. The Watchmen film I really enjoyed. TV series I didn't complete, to be honest. Yeah, but I really enjoyed the Watchmen film. I got no issue with the changes that it made to the narrative at the end compared to the comic book. The comic book would have been a bit silly of an ending on film, but there we go. Yes, there's a lot on. Yeah, there's a lot, and a lot you won't get. The Marvel animations you won't get anymore because it's DC. It's Disney. Sorry. Alan Cochrane. Hi, Alan. How you doing, mate? I enjoyed your movie room tour videos. What's your least genre of movies? Musical. I'd say. Yeah. Musical. I pick and choose in that sense. Then probably followed by Western, maybe. I ain't got loads of Westerns. Yeah, but musical, definitely. Oh, yeah, Mountain Lions and Bears, yeah. Warlock. Yeah, he was in the Warlock movies, wasn't he? Yeah, I know. Yeah, I thought it was California where they said he'd gone missing. Mountain Lions and Bears. Yeah, he's... yeah, I got that one. Are you looking forward to Deadpool 3? Yeah, why not? Of course I am. Deadpool. Bet those mountain areas get very cold. Probably, yeah. Warm during the day, cold at night. Yeah, Matt, it gets below zero in the mountains, super cold. Plus, Julian didn't have the supplies to make it this long. No way he would have had enough food or water with him. That's what you do. I once, I'll tell you, I once... Sorry, I know I've got warm lights in here. That's why it's this colour. I went up when I was 21. I went up Ben Nevis. There was a group of us that went up. It was in April, and Ben Nevis is small in comparison to these places, you know. But we got to the top. It was a good experience because you start at the bottom and there's a lot of flora and that sort of thing. But as you get higher and higher, you notice that it starts decreasing, gets smaller and smaller, more patchy, turns to moss, and then you get an area of just sort of stone and nothing more. And then you start stepping into the snow. And when you get to the top, and while we was up there, it started to snow bad. It was really bad, and it probably couldn't see more than about 6 meters in front of you as the snow was coming in, and we were just we didn't realise, but we were just beside this area called Five Finger Gully, which is it's essentially like that, rock formations that come out like this. But this area here just all fills with snow. It just packs with snow there. So if you were actually there and you walked onto that, you'd just go through. But yeah, funny how quick you get down from somewhere like that. But yeah, very sad. It is. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Matt's off now. Later, Matt. Later, Matt. And with that being at the end and the fact it's gone 2 hours and 43 minutes, I myself am getting away because it is now 5 o'clock. I didn't expect to be on. I only popped on for an hour. So I shall see you all later. I have got a video coming tonight well, saying that is in an hour's time. Bloody hell. Which is a look ahead at what's coming out in February and what I may pick up. See you later, Stephen. Thanks for popping in. What I may be picking up or want to pick up in February. Doesn't mean I will. It's all dependent on money, isn't it? Thanks, Danny. Appreciate you coming in. Get you on a live again soon. Yeah. And yeah, what was I just saying? And I've got post opening I'll do tomorrow. Yeah, so with that being said, thank you for watching. Thank you for indulging me. It's a case of tempus fugit, which is Latin for time flies. And it has 45 minutes. See you later, whatever you're doing tonight. There you are. Where's the camera? There it is. And I'll speak to you all soon. Goodbye. Where's that button? There it is.